The following reading is from an account given by William Moore, slave. Master Tom was a fitting man for meanness. He had to beat somebody just about every day to satisfy his craving. He had a big bullwhip, and he'd stake a nigger on the ground, make another nigger hold his head down in the dirt. With his mouth in the dirt, he whipped the nigger till blood ran out and red up the ground. We little niggas stand around and see it done. Then he tell us, run the house, get some salt from Jane. Well, that's my mammy, and she was the cook. He'd sprinkle salt in the wounds and the cut open places, and the skin jerk and quiver, and that man slobber and puke. Then his shirt stick to his back for a week or more. My mammy had a terrible bad back once. I see her try to get her clothes off of her back, and a woman asked her, "What's the matter with your back?" It was raw and bloody. She said Master Tom done beat her with a handsaw, with the teeth to her back. She died with those marks on her, teeth holes going crosswise her back. When I was growed, I asked her about it. And she said, Master Tom done got mad at the cooking. And he grabs her by the hair, drugs her out the house. He grabs a saw off the tool bench and whips her.
This able-bodied young man is a cooper by trade. How much? Sold.
What have I done, Lord? Can't you see what I'm going through? So much suffering, pain, and so much sadness. And because of my color, oh Lord, I hope it wouldn't be. 'Cause you have made me so, and you're the one to let them know. Open your eyes and see what is happening to me. I'm on my knees, I'm praying someday you'll set me free. This is my prayer. This is my prayer.
David Blunt, interviewed in North Carolina by Mary Hicks when he was 90 plus years of age. I remembers once the master had an overseer there that was meaner than a mean nigger. He always had good overseer, and a whole lot of time, he'd let some Negro slave oversee. Well, this overseer used to beat some of the half-grown boys till the blood run down to their heels. He'd tell the rest of us he'd kill us. We didn't dare ask the master to get rid of the man. So this went on for a long time. It was as cold as the devil one day, and this overseer had a gang of us a clearing new ground. One boy asked if he could warm by the brush heap. The overseer said no, and after a while, the boys got a chill. The overseer don't care, but that night, the boy am a sick nigger. The next morning, the master gets the doctor, and the doctor say that this boy's got pneumonia. He tells him to take off the boy's shirt, grease him down with some tar, turpentine, and kerosene. And one day he starts to take the shirt off, they finds that it stuck. Because the blood where the overseer had beat him had stuck the shirt tight to the skin. The master was in the room and asked the boy how come it. And the boy told. The master sort of turns white and says to me, "Will you go and ask the overseer to stop here a minute, please?" When the overseer come up the step, he asks sort of sassy like, "What do you want?" The master says, "Pack you things and get off of my place as fast as you can, you pesky varmint." Then the overseer asks the master some more. Then I sees the master fairly lose his temper for the first time. He don't say a word, but he walks over, grabs the overseer by the shoulder, sets his boot right hard against the seat of his pants, and sends him all drawered up out in the yard on his face. He closed up like an umbrella for a minute. Then he pulls himself all together, and he limps out of that yard. And we ain't never seed him no more.
I got a crown up in the kingdom. Ain't that good news? I got a crown up in the kingdom. Ain't that good news? Am I gonna lay down this world, gonna shoulder up my cross and take it home to my Jesus? Ain't that good news? I got a crown up in the kingdom. Ain't that good news? I got a home up in the kingdom. Ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world. I'm gonna shoulder up my cross. I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus. Ain't that good news? I got a home up in the kingdom.
Ain't that good news?
Ain't that good news? I got a robe up in that kingdom. Ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world. Gonna shoulder up my cross. I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus. Ain't that good news? I'm gonna take it home to my Jesus. Ain't that good news?
Us niggas never had a chance to go to Sunday school church.
Yeah, the white folks feared for us niggas to get any religion and education. But I reckon that something inside just told us about God and that there was a better place hereafter.
And we would sneak off and have a prayer meeting.
And sometimes the patrollers would catch us and beat us good.
But that didn't keep us from trying.
We'd meet down in the woods back of the barn.
I remember one song my mother used to sing and pray to the Lord to deliver us out of slavery. And this song she sang, it went like this. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, now who shall wear that starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Oh, mother, let's go down. Let's go down. Come on down. Oh, mother, let's go down.
That's it.
Down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear that starry crown? Good Lord, show me the event, when the day's work was done, the slaves would be found locked in their cabins, praying for the Lord to free them like he did the children of Israel. If they didn't lock up, the master or the driver would have hurt them and whipped them. The slaves had a way of putting a washpot in the door of the cabin to keep the sound in the house. I remember once, old Ned White was caught praying. The drivers took him the next day and carried him to the pegs, what was 4 stakes drove in the ground. Ned was made to pull off everything but his pants and lay on his stomach between the pegs while somebody strapped his arms and legs to the pegs. Then they whipped him till the blood run from him like he was a hog. They made all the hands come and see it, and they said us would get the same thing if us was caged. They don't allow a man to whip a horse like they whipped us in them days.
After old Ned got such a terrible beating for praying for freedom, he slipped off to the north to join the Union Army. After he got in the army, he wrote to Massa Tom. In his letter, he had these words: "I am laying down, Massa, and getting up, Massa," meaning that he went to bed when he felt like it and he got up when he pleased to. He told Tom White that if he wanted him, he was in the army and that they could come after him. After old Ned had got to the north, the other hands began to watch for a chance to slip off. Many a one caught and brung back. They know the penalty of what they would have to pay, and this because some of them to get desperate. Rather than to take a beating, they would choose to fight it out till they was able to get away or die before they would take that beating.
Now, how much am I offered for these 2 fine nigger wenches? The one of 12 years of age and the other of 16. Both come highly recommended. How much? How much? I need more than that. How much? Sold.
I'm gonna sing to the Spirit, moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till Jesus comes. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till Jesus comes. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till the Spirit moves in my heart. I'm gonna sing till Jesus comes. It was grace that brought me. It was grace. Can't you feel the Spirit move? Can't you feel it move? Can't you feel it move? I'm gonna shout, oh my Jesus, 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 here we come. I'm gonna shout, oh my Jesus, 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 till he comes. I'm gonna sing
In most of us colored folks was a great desire to able to read and write. We took advantage of every opportunity to educate ourselves. The greater part of the plantation owners were very harsh if we were caught trying to learn or write. It was the law that if a white man was caught trying to educate a Negro slave, he was liable to prosecution, entailing a fine of $50 and a jail sentence. We were never allowed to go to town, and it was not until after I ran away that I knew that they sold anything but slaves, tobacco, and whiskey. Our ignorance was the greatest hold the South had on us. We knew we could run away, but what then?
Sold!
Slave times was slave times with us.
Lord child, them was awful times. Especially when the dirty suckers associate